Right then, lads and lasses, how we're doing and welcome back to the channel. Ever since the January transfer window has shut for Newcastle United, there's been little to no news regarding Newcastle United whatsoever. Of course, apart from a fantastic 3-2 away at the City Ground versus Nottingham Forest, the matchday sort of stuff, there's been no news whatsoever. But thankfully today we have got news as a Bournemouth pair's been selected on Newcastle United's transfer list, of course in Lloyd and Phillip. They may not be everyone's favourites or the Newcastle United's quality. Is it what we want to go for? We got Champions League last season, we want to be pushing on further than that. The next season, of course, we're going to get better arrivals. We're going to have FFP freedom, finally, with all the Adidas sponsorship and sort of stuff. Are they the sort of calibre of players we should be pursuing? Well, without further ado, of course, we will take a look on the video. So, of course, as I've said, we finally got news, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you do enjoy the video, because genuinely, I don't think I've posted a news video for like 11 days now, apart from me speaking Italian to Sandro Tonali, which is up on the channel, and then a live stream for Nottingham Forest, we are finally back with the news, which we'll get on to in just a second. So, if you do enjoy the video, smash a like button. Honestly, I really do appreciate it. It pushes it out to more people, which, of course, is very beneficial for me. So, if you do enjoy the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you are new around here for all Newcastle United content, and become a member if you want. Many people have already, and I'm very appreciative of that. Without further ado, the news given to us today is by Craig Hope and the Daily Mail. They have said that Newcastle United have selected a Bournemouth duo to be on the transfer sort of list ahead of the summer transfer window, which of course we are going to have so much financial fair play freedom with the Adidas money coming in, more seller money, more sponsorship money, and of course it is a new season. We'll get the Premier League money, the Champions League, all that sort of stuff, but the big one for me is Adidas, and that's not even because of the commercial and the economic side of it. It's them kits. I cannot wait for it. But away from that, Phillip and Lloyd, of course, have been selected for Newcastle United's transfer list, and this is what Craig Hope himself, who did spur up the conversation, has had to say, and of course did report that this is true. Lloyd is going to be on a free, which first of all is unbelievable. We'll get onto him where his position is, what he can do, what his sort of characteristics are. The same with Phillip. But he said Lloyd is a free and has a good relationship with Eddie Howe. Of course, he did play under Eddie Howe at Bournemouth. It makes a lot of sense, but there will be competition, as there reportedly has been competition as well. I mean, Lloyd he's a 25-year-old left-footed. He's very versatile as well, as he is left-footed. He can play left-back, and he's played there 7 times, I believe it is, this season for Bournemouth, and he can play centre-back as well. On a free transfer, it is genuinely a no-brainer. You don't get many of them in this sort of day and age. People want to bring out a fee even though they are going on a free transfer. I can't believe who I actually seen that with, but some guy was on a free transfer and another team actually paid money for him so he could go to them first. I mean, surely that was against some sort of rights or something like that. But Lloyd will be available on a free. He's on about 30 grand a week. Of course, that will go up at Newcastle United, not just because he's going to be coming on a free and he's not going to cost you anything, but he is a very good player. Like I said, versatile, 25 years old. We'll get on to his importance at Newcastle United and if that is the calibre that he should be playing for Newcastle, if you know what I mean. And next, of course, Phillip, who probably is the most unfavourable of the two. Many people have said, yes, I do want Lloyd. He's on a free. He's 25-year-old. He's English. But with Phillip, he's 27-year-old. And some people have been saying, is Phillip going to be the Joe Linton replacement? First of all, absolutely not. Look, I love Phillip personally. I've liked him for a very long time. I don't know why it is, but when I've watched Bournemouth, he's always seemed to pop up with the goal when I've been watching them personally. He can play as an 8, he can play as a 10, and he can play as a 6. He's played in every single one of their positions this season for Bournemouth, of course, a CDM, a cam, and a centre mid if you are of the younger generation. He's 27-year-old, he's 6'3", and he is a pretty decent player, but is he Newcastle United quality? And of course, Eddie Howe can manufacture any player to be better. Joe Linton, arguably one of the most hopeless strikers we've seen at this club, up there with the likes of Riviere. He just looks so hopeless. Biggest waste of £40 million ever. And now he's one of the best midfielders in the world. The intensity that he brings in the team, the tenacity, the importance, the physicality that he brings, it can't be understated how important he is to this club. If he's going to be here next season, we will succeed, and he needs to be here this season. But is Phillip going to be a replacement for Joe Linton? Absolutely not. Like I said, we know Eddie Howe can make these players fantastic. He's made Miggy Almiron, who isn't the most gifted footballer ever, has had a fantastic purple patch last season. Every single player has improved. Dan Burn, Sven Botman, maybe not as improved, but he definitely has been a better player since his time in France, of course. Kieran Trippier in the peak of his career, arguably at 33 years old as well. Bruno Guimaraes in the peak of his career. Anthony Gordon in the peak of his career. There's not a player that he can improve, and I do believe he can improve Phillip. But can he improve him to the extent where he's going to be Newcastle United quality? I don't believe so. Look, for me, Joe Linton, it's not as if we're going out there and paying an extra 40 million for Joe Linton, is it? Give him what he wants. Of course, it can't be absolutely extortionate. We'll have to keep the wage structure, and of course it will be broken at some time because we do need to bring the top players in. But for right now, he deserves one. I mean, Matthew Targett is a more than, with all due respect, Matthew Targett, who was our arguably second or even, I wouldn't say third choice left back, but you never know. Maybe with Dan Burn and Tino Livramento there, our third choice left back is earning more than arguably the best player in the team, if you know what I mean. I don't think he is, but you know what I'm going on about. Now, what I wanted to say is, who do I favour more, Phillip Billing or Lloyd Kelly? It is a pretty obvious choice for me. Like I said, Phillip Billing, you look at our depth in midfield for next season, of course, when everyone will be fit. We've got Sandro Tonali there. Of course, his importance to the team cannot be understated. I've just fell in love with him ever since he's played for Newcastle United. That man of the match performance against Aston Villa, unbelievable. Bruno Guimaraes, the best player in the team, arguably alongside Alexander Isak. You've got Sean Longstaff, you've got Joe Linton, of course. You've got Elliot Anderson, you've got Joe Willock, you've got Lewis Miley, who... When Sandro Tonali comes back, it does look like he's going to take Lewis Miley's place. I know some people are going to say, well, that's a bit harsh. Lewis Miley's been putting in fantastic performances. Look, I completely agree. Lewis Miley, love him. Geordie, been putting in fantastic performances. But you don't sign one of the best midfielders in the world for £50 million. Have him sit out on the sidelines for a betting addiction, betting sort of scandal for 9 months, to not replace a 17-year-old. As harsh as it is, look, we need to improve the team. And Sandro Tonali, as much as I love Lewis Miley, is definitely better than Lewis Miley. But alongside all them players, like I was saying, 7 players there, which arguably are better than Phillip Billing already. There's no way in hell he's even going to put a patch on the starting 11, in my opinion. But Lloyd Kelly, on the other hand, a 25-year-old, can play left-back and centre-back. He's a pretty decent player as well, like we have said, on a free. 110%. Get him in that team. But no, he's not world-class quality. No, he's not maybe Champions League quality, although, like you said, there's so many people in there, in that squad, like Jacob Murphy, for example, who you wouldn't think a couple of years ago was even Championship quality, but Lloyd Kelly can be manoeuvred into this top quality player for Newcastle United, 110%. Like I said, 25-year-old, he's a very versatile player. I'm definitely not against it. Now, of course, if you ask me, and probably ask 90% of Newcastle fans, would you rather have Phillip Billing right now? For example, we'll put Lloyd Kelly out of the situation, as we probably do believe if we were to get him, it would be a fantastic signing on a free. Of course it would in this day and age, but we would expect them wages to rise. Now, Phillip Billing, would you rather have Joe Linton sign a new deal or sign Phillip Billing for £15 to £20 million, which is arguably what he's going to cost? I mean, Bournemouth are a Premier League team, or do they want to sell to a rival? We are in the Premier League. Do they want to be strengthened the Premier League team? £15 to £20 million is what I've seen some people chuck up the fee of Phillip Billing. Definitely not. I mean, given Joe Linton the wage that he wants, of course we don't know the exact fee, but I can't imagine it being more than £15 million or £20 million a year. So it's obviously that we do want Joe Linton to sign a new deal because he's going to be a better player there. We don't really need to boost up the midfield area. Like I've said, in centre mid can be Sandro Tonali, Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, Joe Willock, Sean Longstaff, Elliot Anderson and Lewis Miley. There's 7 very good players there. Of course, some of them aren't on form at the minute, like Sean Longstaff, unfortunately, for example, isn't on the best of form at the minute, but last season he was the absolute glue. Do you know what I mean? There's no room to sort of slack him off there. But one thing that's been said by Luke Edwards, which yet again does kind of prove what I did just say, is that the priority for Newcastle United, of course, Luke Edwards of the Telegraph, I believe it is, has said that the priority is to try and persuade Joe Linton to sign a new contract, which, I mean, of course it does. Arguably the best player in the team. You want him to stay here. But there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. What do you think of Lloyd Kelly and Phillip Billing? In my opinion, yet again, if we were to get the duo and Eddie Howe was to make it work, would I be against it? Absolutely not. And I know some people have definitely been in favour of Lloyd Kelly. Yet again, he's a free 25-year-old, very versatile player. 100% I want him. That's bottom line. I definitely do want him. But with Phillip Billing, if we were to sign him, I wouldn't say no, because I've always said whoever Eddie Howe signs, maybe in the past we'll have sort of slacked Anthony Gordon when we first signed him. You know, £40 million, had more yellow cards than goals and assists at one point, and he just looked like a very troubled player. Look at him now, the best performing player in the team, one of the best performing wingers in the world. And off topic, if he doesn't get an England call-up, personally, I'm going to be absolutely fuming. But you let me know down below if you'd have Lloyd Kelly and Phillip Billing at Newcastle United, or if you've just had one of the two. Anyways, I've been Josh. Thank you very much. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Go and enjoy your day, people.